Hey, I didn't really plan this video, I just felt like talking. So it's been about a year now since I started working on this game, and officially we are around 70% of the progress as I am taking this voice. The game is called Layang Atma. In English, it roughly means soul kite, and I kept thinking about that word, kite, because a kite is fragile, right? It can fall, it can get dragged by the wind, but at the same time, it's always connected to something. Even when it looks like it's just drifting, there is still a thread holding it. I think that's kind of what this game is. For the past year, I've been building it alone. After work, late at night, weekends, sometimes excited, sometimes completely drained. And at its core, it's just a story about grief. You play as someone named Yus, walking through a world that doesn't feel fully real anymore. He is looking for someone, a woman, someone special to him. And this video is not really about the game itself. It's more like how I got here, what went wrong, and what I'm trying to figure out before the end. So the game is more of an isometric, atmospheric survival horror experience. You're not really fighting your emotions as a mechanic anymore. You're just moving through them. The world itself became the focus. Every area you explore here is basically a fragment of memory. Not a clean, clear memory, but something distorted, incomplete. Sometimes things don't connect properly, doors lead to places that don't make sense, spaces feel familiar, but kind of wrong. And as you explore, you start to piece things together, not through dialogue, but through the environment, the journals, the memory fragments, and the poems. Through small details, through what is missing, there are also puzzles, but they are not there to challenge your logic. They are there to slow you down, to make you look around, to make you notice things. And then also there are the enemies. They are not just monsters, they represent different parts of what Yus is going through. Some can attack you quickly, some is slow, some are terrifying, some disturbing, some are annoying. They just exist in the space, making it uncomfortable to stay in here. Underneath all of this, the story is really simple. Yus is alone, and he doesn't fully understand why. He's trying to process the loss of someone he loved, while also slowly realizing. And I'm not trying to explain that directly to the player, because it can be a spoiler. I just want them to feel that quiet realizations while you're playing this game. That sometimes we only understand things after it's too late. Right now, 3 out of the 4 main stages are done. The first one is called The Doubt. It takes place in this looping neighborhood. Everything looks so normal, but also slightly wrong. Like when something feels off in your life, but you cannot explain why. So the second stage is about grief, and this one is more quiet. It's flooded, it's kind of smelly, it's also kind of terrifying. So reflections everywhere. There are these creatures too. I call them Cradlekin. They basically very weird and annoying too. They just zapping you from far, slow you down, and I think that's what grief feels like sometimes. And then also next, the stage 3, I called it anger. So this one is the opposite. It's loud, it's industrial, everything feels aggressive. Steam, metal, noise, and across all these stages, there are these small moments. I call them silhouette memories. You don't get dialogue, no text here, just movement of the memory between those two. Two people dancing, standing apart, missing each other, running, something like that. I didn't want to tell the story directly, I just want players to just translate what's on their mind based on all of this. I think from the outside, solo game dev looks kind of romantic. Like you sit down, you follow your passion, you slowly build your dream game, but the reality is sometimes you spend 6 hours fixing one thing and it breaks something else. Sometimes the lighting just refuses to work for no reason. Sometimes you open your project, stare at it for 20 minutes and close it again and do nothing. And I'll be honest, I think I'm at the hardest phase right now. Because the game is mostly there, it's playable, it's real, but at the same time, no one really knows about it. Right now, I have just around 80 to 100 wishlists on Steam at the time this video take, and yeah, that number kind of scares me, to be honest. Not because of numbers themselves, but because it makes you question things. Like, did I spend a year building something no one will care about? And I realized something recently. I've been hiding the process, only showing the polished parts because I didn't want people to see the raw version of this game. But I think that was a mistake. So what happens next? There's one stage left, fear I call it, and this one is different, and also it takes place in a tropical forest full of banana trees and big trees that is more kind of horror, to be honest. So basically I did release a public playtest on Steam on April. After that I will prepare a proper demo for Steam Next Fest, and everything after that is leading to one final moment, which is the release. This past year has been a lot to me. There were days I wanted to quit, just shut everything down and move on, but then I finished something small, like a scene or a sound or a tiny interaction, and it reminded me why I started. So yeah, if you're interested in this journey, you can wishlist the game or try the demo when it's out. It genuinely helps more than you think, and this video is basically just my diary for today. Yeah, thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one.